You ever get the feeling you're living inside some weird reality show, except nobody tells you when the cameras are rolling? Because let me tell you, if there were ever a moment I wished I had popcorn and a front row seat to my own life, it was that flight. Yeah, that flight. The one where an entire plane got to watch entitlement go down in flames before we even left the ground. It started like any regular day, rows of uncomfortable seats, that cold white glow overhead, making everyone look a little queasy, the low mumble of folks doing everything they can to pretend they're somewhere else. I'd barely buckled my seatbelt when I felt it. The static in the air, the kind of tension that makes your skin itch before you even know why. I'm telling you, I've flown enough to know when something's about to go sideways, and this time, it was thick enough to taste. That's when she walked in, heels clicking sharp as gunshots down the aisle, swishing her deep purple dress like she owned the place, perfume hitting us all before her face even showed up. The kind of scent that's so strong, you start to wonder if your nose is ever going to recover. She stopped right up front, right in front of the youngest-looking flight attendant I'd ever seen. Ava, I'd later find out. Ava was all smiles and composure, standing there with her little tablet like a shield. "Excuse me," the woman said, voice low but sharp enough to slice bread. "There's been a mistake. I'm supposed to be in first class." You could practically see the attitude radiating off her. Ava checked her screen, kept her cool. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but you're in 14C. Economy Plus." The look on Purple Dress's face? Like someone just handed her a gas station hot dog at a five-star restaurant. "That can't be right. I always fly first." "Maybe your system's wrong," she said, flipping her hair with a handful of rings. Ava didn't budge. "I can double-check, but first class is full." Cue the dramatic sigh. Like, honestly, it was Oscar-worthy. "There's always a way to make room for someone who deserves it," she said, real quiet. But the kind of quiet that begs everyone to listen. You know the type. So polished, they're almost slippery, convinced the universe rearranges itself to suit their mood. I slid a little sideways in my seat, just for a better view. That's when she did it, slid her hand into her designer purse and pulled out a neat little stack of cash, green against purple, held just so Ava couldn't miss it. "Maybe there's something we can work out. I can make it worth your while." Didn't even try to hide it. Ava blinked, only for a second. "That's not how upgrades work, ma'am." And right there, Purple Dress's smile tightened into something icy. "Oh, come on. It's just a tip. For good service." But Ava, bless her, didn't even flinch. "It's not permitted. Please take your seat so we can get ready for departure." And that's when she played the card we all saw coming. "Do you know who I am?" God, I almost choked. The classic line, like she expected some invisible bellhop to roll out a red carpet. "Your name is on your boarding pass, ma'am," Ava answered, cool as a cucumber. "Susan Langford," the woman said, chin raised. "I sit on the board of 3 companies. I don't wait, and I don't sit in economy." Ava just nodded. "Then I'd advise booking first class next time, ma'am." For a second, you could feel the whole cabin holding its breath. Susan's perfect mask cracked, just a little. She shot a look around, noticed people pretending not to watch, phones quietly angled her way. Her voice got louder. "This is ridiculous. I'm offering a simple gesture of appreciation." You could see Ava steel herself, posture perfect, but her eyes had this glint, half pleading, half just done. Then the warnings came. "Ma'am, if you keep disrupting boarding, I'll have to notify the captain." That's when the mood shifted. Phones up, people whispering, someone recording already. You know the drill. Susan just hissed, "You'll regret this." I'm serious. My adrenaline kicked in. Didn't mean to get involved, but something told me this was about to turn into a scene for the ages. Sure enough, Ava signaled to another attendant. Overhead, the speakers popped to life. "Captain Ruiz, please report to the front cabin." And you should have seen Susan. Her face cycled through every color in the embarrassment spectrum. "You've got to be kidding me," she muttered. Ava stayed professional, but you could tell she was ready to be anywhere but there. Then the captain arrived, tall and steady as a lighthouse. "What's the issue here?" he asked, like he genuinely wanted to help. Susan put on her smoothest voice. "I was trying to resolve a seating mistake, and your attendant decided to make a scene." Ava tried to respond, but the captain just lifted a hand. "We'll get to that. Ma'am, do you feel you were unfairly treated?" She jumped on it. "Absolutely. I was just showing appreciation and she accused me of bribery. I couldn't keep quiet. I saw the whole thing. I said, calm, but just loud enough. Everybody looked my way. Susan glared like she wanted to turn me to stone. She offered cash, I said, holding up my phone. It's on video. A hush fell. The captain's eyes narrowed. You have it recorded? I nodded. Susan spat. He's lying. The captain just nodded to me. Let's review it. He took me and Ava to the galley. Narrow. Noisy, private. We watched the footage. Every word. Every gesture. Clear as day. Susan offering money. Ava refusing. The whole vibe caught in those 3 shaky minutes. Captain Ruiz watched in. Silence, then finally said, that's enough. Thank you, Mr. Mason. He turned to Ava. You handled it perfectly. Back in the cabin, you could feel the weight of 100 eyes. Susan was a statue, chin up, hands folded, staring daggers. Captain Ruiz knelt beside her. Ms. Langford, I reviewed the recording. You offered money to my crew. That's a violation of airline policy and federal law. She snapped back. It was a tip. People tip hotel staff. But Ruiz didn't let up. Context matters. You tried to influence a seating assignment. That's attempted bribery. A murmur swept through the cabin, everyone feeling the shockwave. Susan looked for an ally, found none. Someone in the back muttered, money can't buy manners. She glared at me. You again. Think you're a hero? I shrugged. You picked the wrong audience. Captain Ruiz stepped in. Ma'am, I'll have to ask you to deplane and speak with airport security. Her laugh was hollow. Security, for being generous? Ava just said, please, ma'am, gather your things. But Susan clung to her seat. I'm not going anywhere. That tension? It felt like the whole plane was a live wire. Ruiz didn't shout. He leaned in, voice low. If you refuse, I'll have to request assistance. You don't want that. For a second, she looked scared. Then, just as quick, she turned it back on Ava. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Power trip over a seat. Ava shook her head, voice flat. No, ma'am. I just want a safe flight. Susan spat out something about charity and money, ugly words hanging in the air. Ava's professionalism only faltered for a second. Ruiz called security. Susan went full meltdown. Threats, lawsuits, the whole bit. The silence from everyone else hurt more than any comeback. Finally, security arrived. Ms. Langford, please come with us. Her hand shook as she grabbed her purse, bills spilling onto the floor. Ava picked them up, silent, and handed them back. Susan's cheeks were burning. You'll all regret this, she promised, eyes on each of us. The passengers parted for her, silent, a walk of shame no amount of money could stop. Her heels echoed all the way out. And then, just like that, the tension broke. A collective exhale. Captain Ruiz gave the signal. Let's get this flight moving. Ava managed a tired smile at me as she passed by. I just nodded, glad it hadn't turned into a full brawl. The plane settled, everyone buzzing with the kind of energy you only get after witnessing a train wreck you didn't cause. I checked my phone. The video had already hit 20,000 views, subtitles, commentary, the whole viral circus. The caption read, money can't buy manners. Truth hurts, right? Ava stopped by my row again, offering water or coffee, her professionalism hanging on by a thread. Rough day, I said. She almost laughed. She's one of the worst, but it happens more than you'd think. I told her she handled it better than most. She said it's part of the job, keeping cool when everyone else is losing it. I showed her the video stats, views shooting up. Wow, that's fast, she whispered. Yeah, people love a little karma. I said. She looked at me, serious for a second. And you? Do you feel good about it? I paused, thinking about Susan's frozen smirk on camera. Didn't post it for clout. Just wanted the truth out. There. Ava nodded. Still, once it's out there, it's out there. She wasn't wrong. The internet is quick to judge, slow to forget. Hours passed. The plane landed smooth. The cabin lights turned warm. As I walked out, Ava caught my eye one last time. Thanks for backing me up. I told her, you deserve respect. She smiled, truly smiled, and told me to have a good night. Baggage claim was chaos, my phone lighting up nonstop. News outlets, podcasts, random people all wanting my take. One message caught my eye, no profile pic, but I knew who it was. You think you can humiliate me and get away with it? I looked around, heart thumping a little faster. Guilt tried to creep in. Did I go too far? But then I remembered her face, how she tried to buy her way to the front and put Ava in her place. No, the world saw her as she was. That's all. When I finally made it home, collapsed on the couch, the story had already split in a million directions. Someone had posted a follow-up, Susan, being marched through the terminal, denying everything. The internet crowned it, Part 2, the aftermath. I watched, not with joy, just a weird sense of closure. Karma doesn't need applause. It just needs time. So here's my question for you. Where's the line between justice and revenge? Did I do the right thing, or just feed the online mob? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Share your own stories. Ever seen karma in action at 35,000 feet? And if you're still here, maybe hit that subscribe. Because something tells me, in this world, the next storm is just one flight away.